Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IIV League Podcast, where smart people talk about stupid stuff. My name is Lonnie. I go by Lonnie IIV across the internet. You might have seen me in my God and Gabriel skits, where God and his angels make things. I have an MBA. I have a degree in human factor psychology. And that makes me qualified to talk about everything we're going to discuss here today. This is my co-host, Sam.
Yeah, he found me on the streets one day, and now I'm here.
One of the best street performers this side of the Mississippi.
Woo.
Hey, play that song. Play that. Today, we got an intro song for you guys. Another intro song. I think we're going to alternate every week a different intro song. Sam, take it away. Play that song we like to hear.
All right.
Yeah. You want me to, give me that mic so I can put it up there. Oh, never mind. You good.
For it.
No. It's positioned slightly tilted on his crotchetal area, and I think I will leave it there.
All right, here's that intro.
Yeah, give us that intro. IIV League Podcast.
Podcast.
Was that one chord the whole time?
Guys, I've been practicing for this for a hot minute.
God, last time on the IIV League Podcast, it doesn't matter what we talked about. But I've had a week. We just had 4th of July.
Yeah.
We had 4th of July. Out here in Los Angeles, there is this free advertisement, but Carrot. We should make ads for Carrot. Okay, Carrot.
Ooh.
Carrot is a credit card company for creators. So, like, a lot of times companies, or if a creator goes to a bank and says, "I'd like to buy a home, please," the bank says, "Based off what merit? It seems you've made $50,000 last month, but the 6 months before you made 2 cents." So, financially, I have an MBA. I can tell you that math don't math. So, Carrot comes through for other creators and like says, "Hey, we'll give you a card. We understand how your finances work." Yada yada. I don't have mine with me. They gave me a metal one.
Oh yeah.
So now whenever I go to Denny's, I'm gonna throw it on the ground. It's like, sorry, I dropped my black card.
It clangs around like just a solid block of aluminum.
That's funny because when people hear a heavy card, they assume you have a high spending limit.
And you're poor.
Yeah. So what better place to go and flex that $30 spending limit than at Denny's? There is no better place. Shout out to Denny's if you guys want to sponsor us. But 4th of July was great. You know what question I had though too, like starting off rip. Do we like 4th of July as minorities? Do we like 4th of July? Hold on, wait. But context. Honestly, like a lot of my audience is like half my audience I think is white. Which thank you so much. Great to have everybody here. Welcome. Everybody's welcome here in the Ivy League. Half my audience is like Black, Hispanic, Asian. So it's a very unique mix. Also, as I said last time, half the audience is like, yeah, raise hail, praise Dale. The other half is like, it's so funny you make fun of God. Oh my God, Slay. And I'm like, hey.
Whoa.
Calm down, please.
Whoa.
Wait. Can we just wait, please? Yeah. So 4th of July, I know a lot of people celebrate 4th of July. When I was in Florida, I'm like, hey, 4th of July, raise hail, praise Dale.
Oh yeah.
But with the affirmative action, did you read about that?
No.
You haven't read anything?
What's that about?
About affirmative action getting like canceled?
Which one was that? I'm a math guy. I don't do politics.
Tell them your background.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm an aerospace engineer. And yeah, so I basically build rockets.
You've sent stuff to space before, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's what he does. We met in college. Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Go Eagles.
Woo woo!
Nobody knew we had a track team. Nobody knew what our mascot was.
Nobody.
But 4th of July, so like I was always like in Florida, it's very much like it's a super conservative state. So people are always like yeah, Patriots, raise hell, praise day, all that stuff. I'm like, that's super fun. And then like I start hearing more about like how everybody like here we go already. This is crazy.
Boy,
it's crazy already.
Let's get right into
it.
White
American experience. The white American experience. I'll say maybe even just like white hetero male American experience is very different from everybody else's experience in America. Like one of my friends told me, he's like, whenever you get in trouble with the cops, like he's like, my dad always told me, he's white, he's from Oregon. So my dad always told me like, yo, just trust the system. Like, just trust the system. That face.
Oh, hell no.
Sam made the he said, hey, if you're in trouble with the cops, just trust the system. Like, which is such a different narrative that I heard growing up, which was like, oh, my mom's like, you're black.
Same. My dad was like,
you're black. You can't go run around the neighborhood with your white friends playing hide and seek in people's bushes. Like, different results from when Timmy hides versus when Jamal hides in someone's bushes, even if they're the same age, living in the same neighborhood, you know? And so all that's to say, like, with the whole news with affirmative action, basically what happened, to my understanding, let us know, join the Discord, comment something, or if I'm getting this completely wrong. But basically affirmative action was taken away.
okay.
So like so basically like the Supreme Court said, we're no longer doing affirmative action. And they said this, if I understand correctly, because we could have a whole discourse for the next like 20 minutes about wrong information right now.
What if this whole podcast is just about misinforming the viewers?
Upset about things that never even happened. Like I'm like, and that's why China needs, you know. But no, so basically what happened, like someone filed a lawsuit, maybe against like an Ivy League university, basically saying affirmative action prevents qualified applicants from getting into the universities. So basically like a qualified like Asian student might not get into like Harvard or something because of affirmative action taking away spaces from black students who are brought in based on like things like affirmative action.
Gotcha.
So basically they filed a lawsuit, and affirmative action, I think, was at the Supreme Court level, it seems, correct me if I'm wrong, was done away with.
Wait, but wasn't affirmative action put in place to help more like minority communities get more positions?
To what I understand, yes. But maybe it's not just minority applicants. I mean, maybe it's not just like because again, I feel so stupid like talking about this. I'm like, I really don't fully understand. Maybe okay, the next episode I'll do my research.
Yeah.
Okay. Next time I'll do my research. Okay.
We're gonna title this episode "Misinformation."
Yeah, this is the misinformation episode where we talk about affirmative action and the implications. But basically, the reason that I've heard that I liked about like why it's like important to have is that like in situations like the Harvard instance, it's like affirmative action basically goes out and says, hey, we are going to go make extra efforts to find students who normally wouldn't get seen for these spots at the university. And then also, I think there's just a lawsuit filed against the legacy students who, in a sense, the sentiment coming from there is that, like, from what I understand, the sentiment is coming from, like, okay, well, if we can't have affirmative action to find students who normally wouldn't get seen or found or even have the resources to apply, however, are just as qualified or just as smart, but are not able to maybe pay for the application fee or whatever the case might be, then we need to look at the legacy students whose parents have just paid or like donated money for the past like 2-3 generations and gotten them into like these universities based off the fact that like, oh, my granddad's name is on the billboard, even though by like qualifications I'm not necessarily smart enough to be here, or maybe I haven't done as much as like another minority student who'd be here on affirmative action. I'm still gonna get into the university because my granddad paid for whatever back in like the 50s.
Gotcha.
So now there's that going on, and I don't know how things are gonna pan out, but I mean, we should really have somebody. We should have both sides on the podcast to discuss and share the differences and how we can find a congenial solution. I think removing affirmative action is kind of silly at that level, especially at universities, but whatever. I'm on coffee right now. So
but what do we know?
Yeah.
You know?
I know we might be smart-ish, but that is not my area of expertise. I do know that America has a problem, and it needs some fixing.
America does have a problem.
Yeah.
The Polar Pop at 7-Eleven is no longer 69 cents anymore.
And Walmart closes. Walmart's no longer 24 hours.
It's not?
No.
Now, this is the news we need to really be covering.
Let's talk about it. Ever since COVID happened, Walmart is no longer 24 hours.
Oh, that's crazy. Have you heard they want to start shutting down stores because of, like, theft? The CEO was like, hey, listen, if you guys keep stealing things, we're just going to remove all of the things. We're closing down the stores if y'all keep stealing. And you know what they did?
They kept stealing?
They stole more stuff the next day after that statement.
God. People be stealing from Walmart like that's. I want to close out this 4th of July thing. Happy 4th of July for those of you who celebrate. America, one of the greatest countries on the planet, still got a lot of work to do, and we need to acknowledge the work that needs to happen and can't act like it doesn't have problems. If it doesn't have problems, it creates more problems, so let's acknowledge the issues and do something about those. I'm running for president.
Don't vote for this guy.
And now, the next ballot on the table, Walmart being 24 hours. Let's talk about it. Stealing from Walmart. I have never stolen anything from Walmart.
Really?
I've never. Don't say really like that, because that makes me think, Have you stolen something from homework?
Me? That's preposterous.
When anybody repeats the question, you clearly ask them that they heard you ask. Immediately ask more questions. Or just sit in the silence and let them fill the silence with whatever truth or lies they will have.
Oh, I'll sit in the silence with you, buddy. I love it. You can't beat me at that game.
Are all engineers liars?
Why would we be?
Oh.
Actually, there's a lot of reasons to lie in engineering. You ever have like a school project where it's a group project and you like fucked up your part and then it like affects someone else's part and they're like, why is this happening or whatever, or the group leader is like, Timmy, why did you mess up this entire project? And it's just really because your part messed Timmy's part up, and so Timmy got blamed because his part is the more visual one. Have you ever had that?
No, I was the one leading the group project, doing none of the work. I was a business student.
Oh, so you were the one yelling at someone who messed up.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care what happened. Take responsibility and fix it.
Oh no, all throughout school, that's exactly what I did. Or like if I'd like lost my homework or didn't do my homework, I'd be like, I don't know what happened. I submitted it. It should be there. I even emailed it to you, Professor.
That's crazy. Actually, no.
No.
Well, no, I was just, what I did to get out of issues in school whenever, okay, so like a professor, like I didn't do the homework or the professor was upset, I would just go to the professor's like office.
Oh no.
No. No. Like, so like I would go to the professor's office and I'd be like, hey, like I've been really trying in class. No, okay, so actually, insider tip, Ivy League tip for you. If you're like going to college, whatever, and you're starting up a new class next semester, whatever the case is, always go talk to your professor on the first day of class.
Yes.
Always walk up and talk to them, because then you're like, hey, I'm so and so. This is me. This is my background. Like I'm really trying to get through these classes. I know professor. If you're there for like the second year, I took a class with Professor so and so, and if they like that professor, like they're so fantastic. I'm sure you'll be great too. If they hate that professor, you pit them against each other. Yeah. You say something like, oh, they're a total schmuck. You seem to know what you're talking about. Professors love being praised. They love telling everybody how smart they are. That's why they're professors. Yes. All right. So do it for them. They will like you. This is just how to kiss up, like one-on-one.
This is kissing up and gaslighting your professors 101.
Politics, baby.
That's really all it is.
So once you talk to them at the first day of school, you're chummy. You know what they like. You're like, oh, you have any kids? That's so great. Maybe bring them some food. Bring them some snack throughout the semester, or like a snack throughout the semester.
Cookies and fruit go a long way.
Cookies and fruit. Take care of your professors, okay? And they will take care of you. So whenever those finals come around and you get a D on the final because you didn't pay attention in class.
You're a bad student.
Yeah, you're a bad student. C's get degrees too. All you do, you go and talk to them after the test. Like, hey, this is crazy. Like, I don't know how. Like, I think the studying got away from me. Like, it's been so stressful. How's your daughter? Like, she's doing good? Is she also? That's so cool. I'm sorry. That sounds like a threat.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you ask them, how's your 3-year-old daughter, by the way?
How's your family? Yeah, they're doing good? You sure about that? Let's talk about this final.
Yeah.
All right. You want to keep it that way? Good. Let's talk about finals. You gave me a D. No good. You know what that means?
It'd be a shame if someone pulled the plug on your grandmother.
Yeah. How's your grandma's fifth stage
colon
dementia?
Cancer? Oh.
It'd be a shame if they unplugged her dementia machine. If they reversed the infinite Tsukiyomi on her.
Oh.
It'd be a real shame. It'd be such a shame.
Such a shame.
So how about you just bump this up to a C, all right? And we forget that whole thing ever happened. Okay, no, the tip is really you just go in and you explain your situation. It doesn't matter what your situation is. At this point, they probably like you because you're the only student who came and talked to them whenever they had problems, because most students will not say a thing.
Oh, yeah.
They'll just be like, oh, I failed. But
Bummer.
if you just go and ask, like, hey, is there actually anything I can do to, like, make this up? And another tip, if you participate in class throughout the year, it makes it so much easier. They know your name. They know your face. I would sit in the front of the class and, like, be on my phone the whole time. But I just pipe in every now and then. And they're like, oh, Lonnie. And once I knew my name, I'm like, oh, God, I'm getting an A in this class. I'm getting an A.
Once they know your name, it's game over.
Game over. You guys are friends.
You won that class, yes.
You are friends. And it's not about getting good grades. It's about getting through school, okay?
Ooh.
Is that true? Do you think that's true? It's not about it's not about good grades. It's about getting through school.
Oh, absolutely. Because at least I don't know how it is for business, but in engineering, it doesn't matter what grade. Nobody actually looks at your transcripts. Nobody cares about your grades. as long as you pass your classes and you manage to like get some sort of experience, maybe an internship, maybe like a bunch of projects or something, and as long as you know how to talk to somebody, if you sit here and you go through those interviews and you're like, oh yeah, I watch Netflix in my free time.
You got to use the STAR method.
I don't do anything else in my I have nothing to show. You look like a bad employee. Nobody wants to hire you.
Yep.
But if you sit there and say like, oh yeah, I actually recreationally go hiking and kayaking and fishing and this and this and this and this, and I do all of these extracurriculars, and I'm the president of the math society, and I do XYZ, and I've had 2 internships in the past couple of years, they're going to be like, why didn't we hire them before? Like they're like,
We could do a whole seminar on how to get hired, resume writing.
That's what I did.
Have a life. Oh my God, my favorite thing to do with interviewers. Let me finish this thing with the professor. What you do with the professor, you just go into the office, say, hey, I've been really struggling. I've been going through this. Is there anything I can do to like fix this grade? You just let them talk about it. If they say no, you're like, no, you just sit.
Also, blackmail works amazing.
Blackmail's so
Dude,
good.
I had one professor, we used to bribe him with Pepsis whenever we would come to class. That worked for a while, and then it stopped working. And then we saw him at a bar on a date with someone. And he mentioned something in class, or maybe it was after hours or something, about like struggling in the dating scene, because our professor was like 30s, early 30s, so he was like, you know, struggling in the dating scene, you know, mid Florida. It's a little hard, I guess, for a professor from Canada.
This isn't too far from me though.
Yeah, I know, right? You might be
get
there too.
together.
But we saw him at the bar. We made eye contact and we hit him with like the finger guns or like a wave or something, so that he acknowledged our presence. And then we showed up to class the next day, because it was like a Wednesday night that we were at the bar.
Imagine if he was just like, oh, don't look now, but my students are here.
He ignored us completely. We made sure that he saw us, and then he instantly looked away as soon as we made eye contact. The next day, we sat in the front seats in front of him, and he looked at us so strange, and then proceeded to like cancel the class for us.
Yeah. Listen, blackmail is another great way to make sure you pass class. That's honestly. It's tried and true. I would go with gift giving, bribery. Yeah. It's just politics. College is just college teaching. That's why people need to go to college. There's so many content creators who don't go to college. I'm like, that's fine, but that's why you're weird. And
it shows.
Oh wait, if I've been like puffing into this mic, we need a cover for this mic. That might be why
like a pop filter.
Yeah.
Don't take your sock off and put it on the.
Sorry if I've been poofing at you guys. I'm gonna try to hold the mic off to the side so I'm not like plosives is what those are called. You need to go to college. You don't have to go to college.
You gotta go to college or else you're worthless.
Yeah.
Moral of the story.
You don't have to go to college, but college teaches you so much about life. Like my little sisters, they're like, oh, Elle doesn't go to college. Why do I need to go to college? I'm like, I went to college. I said it was useless, but I went. I said it was not important, but I still went. Like, it was fun. You learn how you learn.
True.
Which is very important. You learn about how like the world works or you learn how about community works. And I think I said this last podcast, but I think most of the world works on the same level, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's a leader, there are reasons that people clash, there are differences, there's contention, there's agreements, there's concessions that are made, there are rules, there are people who the rules doesn't matter for, there are people who help the system continue to run. Those are typically the people that the rules doesn't matter for.
Yeah.
And just learning how to navigate all that. College teaches you, also how to have a roommate, how to communicate, what your communication style is and is not.
Yes.
Like, whenever people skip out on college, I'm like, you have to kind of learn this from like what exactly? If you have a job after like, and you don't go to college to get a job, you can kind of learn that
a little bit.
Be out here in like LA and not really have to do anything. It can be very hard to get like socially acclimated to like how to navigate that.
I feel like I know people that are like damn near 30 years old and they act like they're 18 because they never went to college. They went into like a trade or a job or something, and they never got those social skills. They never learned how to act, you know, and they were out in LA this whole time.
We should teach a class on social skills.
Well, that'd be fun.
I'd love to teach everybody like home training, like not eating the last of something at somebody's house. Like if you get invited somewhere, like don't eat the last of don't take the last of things. That's bad home training. Right? There's your home training tip of the day. Don't eat the last of things. Like if someone's like I insist, I said it's like maybe if they're like I insist, honestly I want you to have it and you're a guest. Okay, whenever you go over to somebody's house, first time offer to help clean up if you eat at their house.
Yes.
Like pick stuff up after yourself. And then the next time, continue this trend. This is a good trend until they say whatever. You're basically family. Like if they tell you like if you say I'm hungry and they say the fridge is over there, at that point you can start leaving things a mess.
Yeah.
But if you do, you probably won't be invited back too much.
Probably not.
So if you want to keep getting invited back and you have access to their fridge, clean up after yourself. It's that simple. Do you make your bed every morning?
No.
That's crazy.
Never.
My bed is up against the wall and I make it every morning.
That's insane.
I know. That is insane. You know how hard it is to get it in the side?
I know, yeah. That's why I took mine off.
Honestly, smart. Somebody said that you're not an adult until your bed is in the middle of the room.
See, that's what I heard, and that's what I tried to do in my room. And you know how small my room is, especially with that desk in there.
You have a very small room.
There's not much space.
No, well, here's my thing. I have nobody else getting in and out of my bed that regularly. So I don't need, it's just me. I only need one side.
Exactly.
I only need one side to get into the bed.
That's what I said.
And plus I have my bed propped up in the corner and there's a little window and I sit in the corner and open the window at night and I look out at the cityscape like a little Italian girl during World War II.
That sounds so depressing. You sound so lonely. Do you need a hug or something?
It's not lonely. It's not lonely.
Sometimes I look out the window. I gaze out the window all by my lonesome in the corner of my room.
I sit in the corner of my room. Is that French or Italian? I don't know. I went to Italy last summer. I hated it. I hated it so much, bro. I came back and went straight to Olive Garden.
That's hilarious.
Dog.
Which one's better?
Olive Garden.
Really?
Without a doubt.
That's
bro.
crazy.
Like Italy. Okay, listen, Italians.
For all our Italian viewers out there.
Yeah. Now look here. Italians.
Your food sucks.
Food's great. You inspired Pizza Hut and Olive Garden. I thank you for that. I was looking for an international adventure.
Uh-huh.
And apparently Italy is not international adventure vibes. Italy is just hang out, look at paintings and art, and eat food and shop vibes. Like mid-40s woman's paradise. Someone in their mid-20s looking for adventure. I can't even talk to anyone there.
You're trying to not jump off of buildings. Jump like
bungee jump.
Like parkour.
I'm trying to parkour. I'm trying to bungee jump. I'm trying to go down like a whitewater rapids. I'm trying to go skiing. I'm trying to go snowboarding. I'm going to Sorrento, and there's a bunch of like retired people on their anniversaries, just like, oh, Stuart, isn't it so nice to finally get away from the grandkids? And I'm sitting there with the snickle, I think I told you this. Every time I asked for 2 beds in our hotels, they always just took twin bed. They took 2 twin beds and just put them together.
Ooh, you guys cuddled hard, didn't you?
We did not cuddle. I was sick and tired of him after like the second day. We started counting down the days until we could leave Italy.
Really?
Yeah. We're like, how many more days? He's like 3. I'm like, what are we gonna do?
That's hilarious.
We went to Pompeii. That was the most interesting part. Pompeii's kind of big.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, no, it's kind of big.
Really?
Like if you were in a sprint across the entire city of Pompeii,
ooh,
I think maybe up to almost 400 meters across, maybe more. Which doesn't seem that big.
I feel like that's small.
No. But for like people who have, we built this by hand type of energy.
It's just a town. Was it
Pompeii's average, all right? Just average size.
Mid Pompeii.
It's how you use it. It's average size.
It's the motion of the ocean that really counts. It's how you cover a town in ash that really counts.
That really counts. What does it look like when it's covered in ash?
Yeah.
You know? Molten ash, actually.
Ooh.
Pompeii was cool. But the thing about Italy, they don't have great internet.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, though, do you ever see Italians on their phone?
When do I see Italians?
At pizza shops? I don't know.
At pizza.
Yeah. At Olive Garden? I don't know.
Yeah. One of my friends who's actually from Italy. I say friends. I've met him twice. But every time we see each other at parties, we're like, wow, what's up? But he's like, I'm Italian. I love Olive Garden. It's an affront to my people. I love Olive Garden. I'm like, you want to do an Olive Garden bar crawl? He's like, let's do it, man. It's so good. Olive Garden is so good. The breadsticks, the salad, it's great. Apparently that's an Italian accent because that's what he sounds like. I thought he was Romanian.
What if he's not Italian at all?
He told me he was Italian. He could just be lying.
I mean, I've told people I was many things.
Like what, Sam? Like what? Loyal?
Especially that.
I very regularly tell people that I am loyal in relationships, which I am. I'm just not in relationships, and that's how I get around that. Because you don't have to be loyal if you're not in a relationship.
Is that how that works?
No. Listen, I'm a loyal person.
The more this podcast goes, the more I'm
a
questioning
loyal
our
person.
friendship now.
Whoa, our friendship isn't what's to be questioned. It should be me in relationships that should be questioned.
Are you talking about romantic relationships?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm a loyal friend. Yesterday, it wasn't our friend of ours. He was another friend of ours. So
Yeah.
He's not even here. I asked him on the podcast, but he's too busy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What, does he have a real job or something?
No, he took the week off. Anyways, next question. Do Twitter cancellations work?
Oh.
If someone is canceled on Twitter, does it work?
Okay, I feel like for businesses, yes. For creators, no.
Ooh, talk more. Businesses, I feel.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, look at that.
It's just like, let me get comfy now. Because I feel like I've seen a lot of businesses that like they get canceled on like Twitter, Instagram, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they just tank, and then like a couple years later they like foreclose or file like bankruptcy.
Yeah.
But like I've seen a lot of creators who get canceled, and then 6 months later they're just fine. Like they'll like take a break for a couple months. They might make an apology letter or apology video or whatever. Not like that girl who sang on her apology video. But like,
Colleen Ballinger.
oh, you really
You old,
you really did it that
you
time.
old broad. I didn't even watch it.
I didn't either.
Wow. I guess we know nothing about it. I was really hoping you had done your research.
I mean,
We're going to get called on the carpet for so much research we have not done.
did you know Colleen Ballinger was part of the Illuminati?
I actually heard she was part of the Italian mafia for a long time. She doesn't
Really?
but she loves Olive Garden, which is a crazy thing. That's a callback.
Suspicious.
No, like I Twitter getting canceled on Twitter. Like I think whenever David got canceled,
Uh-huh.
I think it was 3 months,
Really?
and then he came back and started making content again. It wasn't as strong, but
No, he did one. He got, I don't know if it was the first or second time, but like he, yeah,
it's crazy to
geez,
have
imagine.
multiple offenses.
Yeah,
Like-
because I think the first time was his friend, right? But he enabled it or something. The second time was more directed at him.
Because it was Jeff, I think. Like something happened.
Oh,
it was
yeah,
Jeff getting hit in
yeah.
the face with the cranes. Like my best friend almost killed me.
Yeah.
He's like, he's canceled. I'm like,
But then like he took a long break.
he took a break and
And
then
then he came back
back
for a little bit, and nobody's heard of him since.
Yeah. The podcast isn't even happening anymore.
No.
But we went to Dobrik's.
We did.
Is that enabling? Does that make us bad people? Comment below.
I mean, it's like Chick-fil-A.
It was very tasty.
Okay, can you go to Chick-fil-A in the month of June? Is that allowed?
What if Chick-fil-A had like rainbow cups during the month?
Ooh, but then all the conservatives wouldn't go.
That's true. That's very true.
You know?
Well,
I
what
feel
if
like,
what if they just do a small rainbow chicken
what if they did like a rainbow on the bottom?
on the bottom of the cup?
Yeah.
Kind of like how In-N-Out has John 3:16 on the inner rim on the bottom of the cups.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Chick-fil-A can put a little rainbow.
Wait, yeah, no, they totally could.
Chick-fil-A can put a little rainbow on the bottom.
They're gonna be like, look what we did for the community.
You know.
And you know there's gonna be one bisexual man out there who's like, oh my gosh, Chick-fil-A really outdid themselves. Me as a power bottom, I personally really like
Tell my mom who listens to this podcast what a power bottom is. What a power bottom is. Can you explain to my mom? Explain to the listeners what a power. No.
It's like, wait, don't actually do it.
No. We can't get demonetized.
Not yet.
We need to get some good fake ad breaks. I didn't prepare any fake ad reads this
Ooh.
time around. I gotta write some ahead of time. You know, that'd be so funny if like when that next person we have on, we're like, hey, you gotta do this ad read for us. And we just have AI type up a terrible ad read or something.
Ooh, yeah.
Like it can be for a real company. I think I want to do one for Canon. I want to do an ad read for Chick-fil-A. Obviously, we gotta add that to the list.
Gotta.
What's the other company that needs an ad read? Blue Chew.
Ooh.
You gotta get in there for Blue Chew.
You're gonna have to explain to your mom what Blue Chew is and why they're sponsoring us.
I hope they.
Because you know how their sponsorships work, right?
No.
They send you the Blue Chew.
Oh, you gotta eat.
And then in the sponsorship, you have to say, I've been using this for X amount of months or whatever. Have you ever seen any of the other Blue Chew sponsorships?
No, I don't
They,
listen.
they all follow the same cut and paste. It's like, oh, guys, this is why you should use Blue Chew. I've been using it for 6 months and yada, yada, yada. They help men, this and that.
I've gotten my hair back. Is that Blue Chew does hair loss too? No, it's just Viagra. Okay, I guess so.
You and I both know what Blue Chew does.
Well, I thought there's like medicine called Hims,
Okay, Hims is different though. Hims and Blue Chew are separate.
but they do the same thing.
No, Blue Chew is just Viagra, or like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hims does like Viagra and hair loss and a little bit of anxiety meds.
Oh, It's a miracle drug.
Yeah.
It's a miracle drug.
Yeah. You take one and it just flips your life upside down.
Exactly. You're all of a sudden you're happy. You're happy and sappy.
Only take it if you're at rock bottom. If you're any bit of happy, it will ruin you.
It flips. Whatever you're at, it flips. Go ahead. Speak your truth. Also, okay. Another segue. I don't know if you can hear my phone buzzing. I just installed the new app Threads, which is Instagram's competitor to Twitter. Going back to the Twitter cancellations. Yeah, Twitter cancellations. Yeah. It does not. I think it doesn't.
Does it work?
You know what? Actually, don't let me forget about talk about Threads. But here's the thing with getting canceled on Twitter. Like, I was talking to somebody about this earlier today. I'm like, I think it used to be a lot more effective because there's a lot of things that should not be happening. You know, like so many things in the world that like you need to get called out on this stuff. You know, like this needs to stop.
Yeah.
But the thing that Twitter I think has done, I think it started to call out people for like crazy stuff. So it's lost some of its effectiveness. It's kind of like whenever you're a kid and your parents feel like they want to yell at you for literally anything. Yeah. So instead of like changing your behavior, you just don't get caught. You know? Or like you ignore them and like, oh, they're not going to actually do anything. And that's what I kind of feel like Twitter cancellations have been doing lately. Because at first it's like, oh, this person is like blatantly actively racist.
Right. Cancel
them, you know? And now it's kind of like, they said this 10 years ago, destroy them. And I'm like, do they still do that? Like, are they still that person? Is that still the same thing they do? Then like, okay, well then yeah, let's talk about this. But it was like, they were like, come on. Like like you should always be growing and changing. Not to say like, and then there's also argument, people are like, well, I never said that as a kid. I'm like, I hear you. That's super great. But like, can we let people change and learn and grow? I'm talking like I'm somebody who needs to be canceled.
Yeah. Like, are you defending yourself
we should let people off the hook. You stole $1 million from an orphanage. Who hasn't? Okay. Yeah, I spent it. I can't get the money back. Forgive me for thinking that was okay at the time. I was 27.
It sounds like you defrauded the sick and elderly.
Is that a bad thing? Should I have not have done that? Like everyone has done that. You can't tell me there's never been a time when you haven't wanted to commit inheritance fraud.
I mean, if you really think about it too, especially the ones with dementia and like Alzheimer's, it's real easy. You can just...
I think that's what they have families to protect from.
Right, but some of them don't. And like that's sad and all, but like their purses are also full.
That's sad and all, but someone's got to alleviate their heavy purses.
Exactly. I'm just doing a service to the community.
Honestly, allegedly, I've heard somebody say that like the health of a society is determined based upon how they treat their elderly. I think it was their elderly, and it might have been elderly and the women. I think is what it was.
Sounds like
the women and elderly.
Some ye olde hocus pocus.
Ye olde hocus pocus. This serfdom does not respect the elderly. Oh, they're going downhill fast. Not much longer. The fiefdom of Sir Franklin is not going to be doing well in a fortnight's time. They don't give their elderly porridge. But I think it's true. Like, if society, like, I feel like a place like LA, honestly, when it comes to elderly, has America in general doesn't really care too much about like the elderly.
Yeah. No, I'm putting my parents in a home. And then a box. I'm just kidding. I love my parents.
I want them to listen to this podcast.
Now, why would you? Why would you want something silly like that?
Now, why would you advocate for something like that? My phone is blowing up right now because I installed Threads. Threads is Instagram's competitor to Twitter, and as you guys might have seen, I think this past week Elon Musk said we're gonna cap how many tweets you can view at 600 a day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which I'm like, that's goofy. I don't think I scroll that much on Twitter anyways, but I think it's just crazy that they're starting to like limit what you can actually do. And they said it was due to like web scraping, which sounds okay. For those of you who don't know, web scraping is like whenever you have like a program or a script that'll basically go through and collect a bunch of information by like running through. Is this incorrect?
No. This is the part where the smartness shows.
Oh.
It's like, oh yeah, by the way, a script is actually like a you know, computer code that does this.
Yeah, we do know things.
We are smart, just a little dumb.
But yeah, we're really dumb, but also really smart. It's my favorite type of people. The very smart people who use their smarts for good and also very dumb things sometimes.
Yes.
Chaos, but chaotic good.
Yes.
But like, so web scraping, literally, you go through and you can collect a bunch of information. So like, for example, if somebody, somebody made a script that could go through and like go through someone's entire account and find all the posts they made that include the word like, love, hate, or gift. And then it just went through all the posts and like collected all that data and put it into like a spreadsheet. And apparently this is a problem because you could do that. Basically, you could use that you could do that to like put together a spreadsheet of how often this person has said these things. Like this person loves free food. This person loves snowy days in like South Korea. This person loves puppies, and then you can go and like give them targeted ads for all the things they've said they love.
Yes.
Based off of their publicly available information.
Yes.
And imagine if a company does this for like a ton of people who follow them or their target audience, and just goes and collects all this information that's technically available online for free through Twitter. And so Elon Musk saying, well, that's a problem. So, which I admit is probably not the best thing, but to say it's a problem now feels more like Twitter is just trying to find another way to make money.
Yeah.
Because the premium users get 10 times as many views in a day, which honestly, nice value add, but it's kind of crazy. It's like, hey, we're raising the price on this, but if you're already with us, you get it for a less price, or like, I don't know.
But it's also like only 6,000 per day too. Like I feel like that's still not enough.
But I don't know how many tweets I've ever gone through. Maybe they were banking on that, which I don't like. That they were banking on. Hopefully, we don't know how many tweets we actually go through. I don't know who's ever hit the bottom so far of how many tweets. But also the problem with that is now that that's set, they could drop it down again.
Yeah.
Until it gets like crunch time for people. But this is our ad break. Thanks. You tired of hitting the bottom of your tweets? Watch out, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg is coming to save the day with Instagram Threads. He's not just going to knock you out in the ring, Elon. He's going to punch you in your platform.
Yeah, and your knees, too.
And your knees. Your brittle little South African knees. How's that diamond mine holding up?
I think it was emeralds. It was emeralds.
Emerald. You're going to need some emerald kneecaps soon. But I got invited to check out Threads. Honestly, it feels like Twitter. It's a little bit more complicated, which I don't love. But I also remember that whenever Twitter started, that thing looked like it was just an RSS feed.
Oh, yeah.
It was ugly. It was disgusting. And I had no idea what was going on. So it might be great. It's also a lot more visual. Like Threads shows a bunch of like pictures too, which I mean is kind of homage to Instagram.
Yeah.
Threads is also kind of cool because as a creator, you can bring a handful of your audience over to Threads already without them having to refollow you. You don't have to like start your audience from scratch. So as a creator, it's kind of a nice opportunity to basically like get ahead, quote unquote.
Yeah.
By basically having an audience to start off with.
Yeah.
So my username on there is Lonnie IIV. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's fun. Are you going to try it out? Do you have any reason to try it out?
I don't have a reason to, but I kind of want to.
Like,
wait, so is it separate from Instagram?
yeah, it's a separate app, which I think is smart because otherwise it starts to overload the Instagram app.
So can I have a separate username? Or
Yes.
is it the same?
You can have
I'm
a
going to
separate
start
username.
saying the most outlandish things on there for no reason.
Now, here's the thing I told them whenever they were asking us. I'm like, the reason that Twitter is kind of special and fun is because you can be outlandish as all get out. It has the most unfiltered, provocative, and vile, disgusting tweets and takes I've ever seen in humanity.
Can I post my nudes on Threads?
You're going to have to ask Adam Mosseri or Mark Zuckerberg.
Adam, you hear this?
Yeah.
I'm talking to you, baby.
Adam Mosseri is the CEO of Instagram. So, Adam, can we post our nudes on Threads?
Not that I would.
Not that I would either. I wouldn't. But if I
would
wanted,
never.
Yeah, but if I could make
it.
a second account and I was on hard times, needed to make a little extra cash, I might consider it. I hope that's the soundbite for Instagram, for Reels. Right like Adam Mosseri, I will join Reels under one condition and one condition only. Let me post my...
Let me post whole.
I just want like the spot to flash on screen. Or either the album artwork or the book cover of the Holes, Shia LaBeouf. Let me post Holes on Threads, Adam. Thank you. And no, thank you. Please. That's all I want. I'm going to post Holes. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to be on there posting stuff for like at least the first week and see if it holds up or if it has any value different than Twitter. Because that's why I go to Twitter.
Yeah.
Like somebody's going to say something crazy about like a news story. Like as soon as the submarine thing happened, people are making memes in the comments off rip. And Twitter is the funniest comment section by far.
Craziest comment
by
section.
far. The most unhinged. And honestly, I learned so much. I learned just how funny the internet is from that.
Didn't learn anything about the submarine, though.
I knew nothing. Also, this is crazy. How many people are following me? That's very cool from Threads. So If you guys aren't on it, my phone is buzzing with an endless amount of notifications because of Threads. So we'll see if it sticks. What do
you got?
Why I hate phone calls.
Oh.
No, don't breathe like that. Let me talk. Let me cook. I am by far a please text me before you call me type of human.
Okay.
Don't call me out of the blue. Like, even dropping by my house unannounced. I might be taking a nap. I might be staring out the window like a cat. I might be lying in the sun. Don't just show up at my house. Text me. And then if you text me saying, hey, I'm about to stop by, you showed up today. Where was I?
Yeah, in the corner.
Yeah.
Under some blankets. You looked like either a lost puppy who's seen some trauma, like the wars, or like honestly though, you sleep like that a lot. You were at my house like last week, and I came out to the living room where he was taking a nap, and he was taking a nap just sitting in the couch with a jacket over his face, and I was so confused.
Well, it was hot in there. You like to keep it sub-Saharan in your house.
What does putting a jacket over your face help with the heat?
I can't put a whole blanket over me. I can only have something covering my eyes, so the sun isn't hurting me. It's not like blinding me. I need to fall asleep, and I had to cover my eyes. I didn't have my face mask, so I just had to use a jacket.
The moral is you fall asleep weirdly, so I just assumed you were asleep.
I was asleep.
And then
I was trying to get to sleep in the corner earlier before you got here, but I'm like, I'm gonna be here soon. I gotta take a 5-minute nap. And as soon as I like cuddle down in the corner, like you show up, I'm like, but I had some coffee, and so now that's why I'm wired. What was I saying? It was important.
You don't like when people show up unannounced.
I hate when people call me. Here's the thing. I do so much of my work on my phone.
Uh-huh.
And whenever somebody calls, if I'm editing a TikTok and someone calls me mid-edit, it could mess up the audio file. It could make me have to close and restart jump back into the app, or it could just like freeze the app.
Yeah.
So when people call me without asking, I get offended. Oh my God. Or if I'm just taking a nap, I don't have a lot of time to sleep in the day. I'm kind of busy. I'm getting stuff done. Mm-hmm. So if I decide to take a 20-minute nap and somebody calls me 10 minutes in, that's when I'm like, I gotta block you, because you're a threat. You're a threat to my mental health. You're a threat to my mental health, and I'm gonna have to block you. Like it lowers my trust level for that person.
So it wasn't enough to like turn your phone off. Or
I can't turn my phone off. What if there's an emergency? But when half the time people call me, they're like, hey, what's up? I'm like, oh.
Beep, beep.
If you say what's up when you call me after waking me up from a nap and it's not an emergency, I'm blocking you.
That's hilarious.
I am blocking you.
Really?
I am blocking you. I have one of my best friends. We went to Josh. I'm gonna have him on the podcast. We went to college together, and I'd be taking a nap in my room, and it just so happened like when I get out of class, like I go back to my room and take a nap. But like an hour after my class ends, his ends. So I was like just getting like falling asleep, and he would knock on my door and be like, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" And I'm like,
gosh.
I had to get up, and he knows I'm in my room half the time because I have my lights on, so he can see under the door. I'm gonna.
Oh.
I just heard a shatter outside the window. Think it was my car window? Think someone's breaking into my car?
That'd be hilarious if it was.
What does a car window shattering sound like?
That sounded more like a wine glass.
Yeah.
Like tipsy mom accidentally dropped it.
I saw this page on TikTok where the person just rolls glass bottles down.
Yes.
I don't know what part of our evolved lizard brain that scratches. But I watched like 6 of them. I was like, oh, this. I'm like, this pickle jar is not going to make it past the second step.
Not a
It
chance.
made it all the way to the 7th, and I'm like, dang, all right. I would trust that jar. If I ever get in a street fight, I'm grabbing a pickle jar over the wine bottle, because I'm like, you can just smash somebody. Do you do that? Do you create these fake violent scenarios?
Yeah, all the time,
knowing that we very well may never ever be in one of these situations.
Never.
But I guarantee, I swear to God, we'll be ready.
Oh, in my closet in my room, I have a sword and then 2 throwing knives right next to my bed.
Do you practice with those ever?
Well, kind of.
How do you practice with those?
Just in case somebody breaks into our house, I have to defend the home. I know how to do the barrel roll into grab sword into slash and hack, and then
So wait, no. You have you practice the steps.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a normal thing to do. Comment. I almost said
Yeah.
chat. Chat. Let us know. Chat. Let me know. Is that a thing guys do? Because I feel like girls don't really do that.
No.
Oh, you know what I gotta tell them? Okay,
What?
look. This podcast is so all over the place. This episode. I had coffee and I don't know if I should have. Let me finish the why I hate phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
I hate phone calls because it interrupts everything.
Yes.
I'm on my phone, I'm working, I'm talking to someone, or I'm playing Slither.io, and for you to just like jump in there and be like, oh, I'm gonna take over your whole phone now, that's disrespectful. It feels hella disrespectful.
It is.
Like, text me before you call me. Not too much to ask, honestly. What's one thing you hate? Go. Three things you hate.
Oh, that's a lot now. Old drivers, or like new drivers. I feel like there should be certain parts of the city where people aren't allowed to drive in unless they meet a certain standard.
Like a red line?
Huh?
Like redlining?
Yeah.
Certain people aren't allowed in this part of the city.
Exactly. Like if you're over the age of 60, I feel like if you're over the age of 60, you have to take your driver's test again every like 2 to 5 years, because people really don't know how to drive, and I feel like their driving gets exponentially worse the older you get. My dad is old as hell, and he does not know how to drive at all. And I'm like, you shouldn't be on the streets. You're a hazard to society.
I saw a little 90-year-old lady like barely looking over the steering wheel, like driving her and her friend Gertrude around. I'm like, I don't know if y'all should be driving a car. Like, I don't want to take away your autonomy or anything like that, but
I do.
Unsafe.
Even like my mom is really short. And so like whenever she's in like, a sedan or something, like a small car, she can't see over the steering wheel. So that's why she always drives in SUVs, so that she can, get that extra boost.
Do you have pictures of your parents?
Would it be bad if I said no?
I don't have a lot of pictures of my family. I actually only have a picture of like me, my older sister, my two parents in my room, because I don't have a picture with like my whole family. Like, I don't have a picture of all of us. It's just like half of us.
Yeah.
And I just didn't care to go find one. I'm like, my younger siblings, they're backups, Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't even include my older sister in it, but she was there before me, so she was just in the picture. But like,
she can't be a backup if she was there before you.
Well, that's not true at all. You ever heard of first string, second string? I like to believe I'm the favorite
You would be
sibling.
the second string, though.
If I didn't outperform her. And I want her to listen to this podcast.
Okay, yeah. I see.
It's based on performance.
I see.
For sure.
So your performance as a child?
As a child is up there, way up there. There's certain things you can do. Tell your parents thank you. Call them. I don't do that. But
me neither.
Send them money sometimes. Send your mom $20 and tell her to go take herself on a nice date. Give your dad $50. Tell him to take himself on a nice date.
What that doesn't I'm like, it's so foreign of a concept to me, because my parents don't do that. If I send them money, they're just gonna send it right back, and then they're gonna send more. And I'm like, this defeats the purpose.
No, I think if you give your mom, sometimes I send my mom like $20 to like Apple Pay, and I'll be like, get yourself something nice, sweetie. And then she's like, oh, thank you, and she'll like go, I don't know what she spends on,
like food or something. I don't know.
Maybe food or something.
But
or
my
like,
parents don't think that way. If I send them money, I'm like, hey, get yourself some flowers, get yourself some Applebee's or something like that. They're gonna be like, no, I'd rather cook, and flowers are pointless. We could just grow flowers. And I'm like,
send them flowers. Women love flowers.
Women do love flowers.
I don't understand. My friend Cindy, it was her birthday. Cindy Chin Designs. It was her birthday, and I only spent like, it was like $20. It was like $20. You would have thought I spent $200 on those flowers.
Oh, really?
Bro, I walked into the club where she was having her birthday, and I felt bad because I didn't have a vase for them. They were still in the plastic. Ooh. And as I was walking, like, girls were actively turning like, oh my God. Like, looking
jealous.
At their boyfriends like,
oh, you ruined so many men's days that, oh my gosh.
I heard somebody like, oh my God, she's so lucky. And I was just like, you're just my friend. Like, I don't know. Like, I got there and I was like, I got you some flowers. I'm sorry I don't have a vase. She said, oh my God. Like, thank you so. She's the girl thing where there's like the,
yeah,
And I'm like, I literally, because the thing is I was supposed to also get her like $100 massage. But I'm like, oh my God, expensive. Must spend $100.
Yeah.
Must spend $100 on my friend.
You're not a $100 friend.
Yeah. You're price.
You're a $20 worth of flowers.
Cindy, you're priceless, so I can't. But I was like, I gave her, if you have a female friend in your life, also have female friends. cheat code right there.
It's important.
Rip.
Really important.
Ever need to interpret something from a girl you like? Have a female friend.
Easy.
Ever know what to get a girl that you like or even don't like? Have a female friend. You need to interpret a text message? Have a female friend.
You got to do it.
Tell you what, game changer. Cheat code right there, fellas. And do not try to have sex with this female friend.
Yeah, don't do that.
Make sure they're a female friend.
Friend.
Find a female friend you aren't attracted to. Become friends. How do I do that? How do I?
Just all of the thirsty people listening to this are like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
There isn't a female I don't want, and so because and when and how is that's something for the next podcast, obviously.
Stop. Listen to me.
There it is. Listen to him. Look at him.
Stop trying to fuck your female friends. They don't want you. They don't want you.
Just be friends.
Just be friends. It'll work out so much better.
Have friends who are female. Let me know in the comments if you guys have friends who are like of the opposite sex, because that's a question. Some people are like, it never works out. I'm like, incorrect. It can work. It can work very well. Good. Very fine. But you got to do stuff that's like not sometimes hard. Like what are some things like talking about life is a good one. Yeah. Ambition. You know, what are your ambitions in life? Playing gaming. Gaming is easy, simple, fun. You can do that. This is all very male.
I was about to say, yeah.
Go get a mani-pedi with your female friend.
Yeah, that usually works pretty well.
Yeah. Take them fishing? No, girls like fishing.
Some of them do. And I was going to say they're the ones you should stay away from. But honestly, they're the ones you should keep close.
Roller skating.
That's a fun.
Volleyball.
Yeah, that too.
Volleyball is good because it's like gives everybody a chance to have equal playing field and stay active and do something.
And it gives you a chance to spike the ball in their face.
Exactly.
And assert your dominance.
Exactly. You know, as a male.
Yes.
You know, I'm not really into all that alpha male talk, but as a guy, if you're not spiking the ball continually on women, what are you? Honestly, you're not doing your job as an alpha.
No, not at all.
Now that's satire, and I want to be very clear about that because I make a lot of satirical jokes, just assuming you guys will know that is bull crap and crazy. But I have to say it for the first few times so we can all get on the same page here. If that's how you think, you got to get help. Keep listening into the podcast. Don't talk. Don't talk.
Don't
talk in the Discord, but definitely listen. All right, it'll help you be a better person.
Yeah.
Because if you talk, you're gonna say something crazy. Don't talk. Just listen.
You can learn a thing or two from us smarty pants.
Yeah, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Yeah.
Because we've seen a thing
or two. Oh, I see.
We know a thing or two because we've
seen a thing or two.
It's on purpose now. What is one thing that like you? Oh no, I don't want. Not what you wish your parents taught you. What is one thing you're gonna definitely make sure to teach your kids?
Oh, independence.
What do you mean?
Independence is so important.
How? Like, what? Give me an example.
Just like being able to like. Not depending on other people. Like, you don't have to be around other people. Basically, like, being a little bit of an introvert. I'm going to teach them that. I'm just going to drop them off in the woods for a couple days and then all by themselves. No, but, like, a big thing that I learned is, like, just how to, like, be happy by yourself, you know? Like, you know, like, having to not feel the social pressure of, like, needing people around you at all times. Like, if I go to an event or a party and I'm with my friends, great, amazing, I love my friends, we're hanging out. If I go to an event or party and I'm by myself, I can still have fun and do things and whatever, you know, do the things that I want to do at a party when I'm not with people. Granted, it's funner when I'm with people, but, like, I'm not, like, crippled because I'm not with people. Or if I'm sitting in my room alone on a Saturday night, I'm fine. Like, it's such a concept that, like, coming here to LA has taught me, like, not that many people have it that I thought did, you know? Like, I thought it was kind of normal. Like, maybe there's some people that don't have it, but, like, coming to LA, there's a lot of people that don't have it.
Okay, Mr. Self-Actualization over here.
I'm sorry, I matured early.
I grew up in a house. I have 4 siblings, both my parents, and I'm very used to always being around people. So I have a rule, however, now that I have to spend 2 nights in alone a week. Yeah. Which is like a good balance for me. But otherwise, I'm like staying over at friends' houses. I'm sleeping on sofas, like just out and about all the time. I don't like just sitting alone at home because I get lazy. You know, I don't like it. Maybe I need to go to therapy and explore that more.
That might be it.
Therapy's expensive. Why do therapy when you have a podcast? And
Therapy's dumb. Why have therapy when we can spout all of our BS on the internet?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going to do on Threads.
That's sad. Just bad mental health advice.
Yeah, exactly.
Work culture is actually beneficial for your mental health. Your job cares about you a lot. So make sure you give them as many hours as you can. Your family might suffer, but at least their bills will be paid.
Have a girlfriend? No, you don't. Not anymore. Your girlfriend is your job now.
When you go out, just pretend you don't have a girlfriend. That's the best way to do it. And ladies, I'm talking to you.
Yes. Do it.
Block him.
Yes.
Block him.
Block
him. In the
your boyfriend? Block him. Your ex?
Block
text him.
Oh, the messy situationship. Call him right now.
Call him.
Right now.
Take 2 shots of tequila and call him.
I'm getting a phone call.
It's just me. Hello?
Yeah. Hello, I miss you.
I miss you.
Baby, when you're drunk, I miss you. What the fuck? Wait, call me back. Where are you right now?
Ooh, the messy voicemail.
Are you with him? Oh my god. It's not funny. It is funny. That's hilarious. Actually, I used to watch people get into such dumb relationships in high school.
Oh yeah.
It was also high school.
Uh-huh.
So I'm kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
But I would just always sit there. I'm like, I know how this is gonna go, and now I see it. I see the loop happen. So now I'm a little jaded. I'm a wee bit jaded when it comes to like relationships.
Do you still give your friends that same like advice? Like, oh, they like cheated on you, you should break up with them? Or do you like just go off the walls now? Because that's what I do.
No, now like it depends. Like, so one of my friends, they haven't been in a whole lot of relationships before.
Okay.
So I will give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'll be like, you know what? You have to go through you have to get your heart broken like one good time, and then the next time it's like you learn a little bit more about yourself, and then the time after that, I feel like you're really like cooking in like what it means to like love another person and communicate and to know yourself and coexist at that level with somebody else. Yeah. So like depending on which relationship they're on, I'm kind of give grace for that. If they've been like repeating a cycle of like getting hurt and hurting people like for like the past 6 years or 6 relationships, I'm like, hey, listen, look, pattern. It's a pattern. 8 brain recognition pattern. It's a pattern. You know, anybody can see the pattern. So at that point, I'm like, okay, look, I'm going to be straight up with you. Like, you maybe don't need to be in a relationship, or you need to fix whatever's causing this pattern to keep happening. Like, if somebody's like, I just always get into, like, these really explosive relationships. I'm like,
ooh.
Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's you. It's a pattern. So I try to, and then plus, sometimes I'm like, people are adults. Actually, that's just what I say whenever I don't want to get into it. I'm like, you're an adult, do whatever you want to do.
That's fair.
That's why I'm upset, because I'm like, this is, and the thing is, whenever my friends get into bad relationships, I get upset because I'm like, this is gonna affect me. Like, I'm gonna have to deal with you crying now. Yeah. I don't have to deal with you doing all this dumb stuff or like being upset all the time. Which I'm like, again, you're an adult, that's fine. But if it's gonna affect me, I'll be like, don't do this.
Yeah.
Like, nope, don't talk to her. This is gonna be bad, you know. We need to get Rosie on here, Jasmine Rice Girl, and have her talk about Hinge profiles and how to set those up and review those. That'd be very fun.
That'd be good, yeah.
That'd be very fun. I think also we're at about, oh my God, we're at time.
Yeah.
Next week, what did we even talk? Let's summarize. Here's a little nugget for you guys to sit with this week. Oh, also join the Discord. You can go to LonnieIIV.com. There's a link to my Discord in there. Jump on in. We keep the conversations rocking and rolling. There's a bunch of good people. We love people who are smart, adventurous, and compassionate. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You also don't have to be smart.
You don't have to be smart at all.
It's just preferred.
Yeah, smart.
We might bully you if you're not smart.
You can be smart in your own way too. Like, you can be everybody. I believe everybody has something to teach you.
Well,
I'll learn. I'll learn something. Either way, I'm gonna learn. But definitely join the Discord. Come hang out. Come kick it. I'm posting these on TikTok, everywhere else, anywhere podcasts are sold, and leave any questions you have for our next podcast. Because it's very helpful to hear how you guys are feeling about this. This is new. We're trying to get to 10 episodes. Oh,
and there it is.
That's my ex situationship. Oh, podcast going down. Oh, Sam. Okay, so the time is up. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. A quick little outro for you guys. I love you guys. This podcast is amazing. Thanks for listening to IIV League Podcast, where smart people talk about dumb things. Let us know what's most helpful to you, and we'll talk more about it next time. All right, take us out, Sam. Yep.